Okay, so what do I have here? Well, I have what was a very crude freebie 12-inch Tramotina Machete made in Brazil, which was included as a freebie gift with a recent knife that I purchased from Chicago Knife Works. And I'll tell you, it was very, very crude. Just like most machetes probably are. I mean, they serve a purpose for cutting down vegetation. But I saw this machete and I was like, wow, that really is not refined at all. So that's what I decided to do, is take some time to refine it. The blade wasn't sharp at all, and the handle was very blocky with very sharp edges all around it. And so the idea that I had was to make this more into something with a little bit more finesse, a little bit more refinement. I had to work the edge, I had to work the handle, and then I gave the machete a finish to make it look very rustic and used, and then a forced patina. And it turned out pretty dang awesome, in my opinion. There's really not a real need to use machetes here in Utah for anything. Most of the stuff that I do is going to be in the Uinta and Wasatch mountain ranges. That's where I spend a lot of my time, as well as in the remote desert down in central Utah, Escalante regions. So, you know, a machete like this, although very functional, is just wouldn't be my first choice as a cutting tool in my environment. But if I were in the jungle, that would be a much different story. Machetes are typically going to be pretty thin. I think this is around 2.5 millimeters or 3/32 thickness. And so it has some good flex to it. Very strong 1070 carbon steel, very easy to sharpen. I'm not sure what the RC hardness would be on this, probably in the range of 54 to 55, somewhere around there is my guess. They're meant to be a softer steel so that they're easier to sharpen, and also so that they don't snap. They would have more of a tendency to bend and flex than to snap and break if it was a thicker stock and a harder RC rating. So, but yeah, if I was in the jungle, this would be a great cutting tool. That's why the machete is probably the most popular cutting tool in a jungle environment, because of the vegetation, and the thin blade and the flex allows it to perform exceptionally well in those environments. So this is it. This is the Tramotina Machete, 12-inch machete, finished. And here is the reworking that I did with the handle. Gave it a semi-Coke bottle design using the work sharp, and then gave it a couple coats of boiled linseed oil. And I scalloped it here and also on this side for use with a reverse kind of chest grip, chest pull cut method if needed. So the scalloping really added some comfort there on both sides, as well as just removing all the sharp edges, giving it a little bit of a, well, not bit, a much better improved feel and comfort in the hand with this wood handle. I'm not sure what type of wood this is that they use. They are made in Brazil, so my guess is it's probably something tropical or indigenous to that region. And then I also took the work sharp and reworked the spine to give that a nice 90-degree edge, as well as used a Dremel tool to create this scallop for striking a fire still, which isn't necessarily needed. If you have a 90-degree spine, that works fine too. The ricasso right here, I also squared off for using to strike. And then the edge is a very nice, sharp, convexed edge on this machete, which this thing would not even cut when I first received it. But as you can see now, all the way to the tip, this thing is a very, very excellent slice now. And then, let me grab something here so I don't burn this blanket. But This notch right here for fire steel was made to use with a 1/2-inch rod. And as you can see, with the pull method, using the fire steel, it works exceptionally well on that 1/2-inch rod, as well as the ricasso, as well as the spine. Well, let's see. Maybe not as well as I had hoped. It felt sharp. I wouldn't really strike a fire steel up here anyway, so that's a fail. I might rework that a little bit more. But down here on that notch, very, very proficient and very functional in striking a fire steel. So anyways, just wanted to show this off a little bit. If you're hesitant picking up one of these machetes, don't be, as long as you've got some time to give it a little bit of TLC to rework the edge and the steel and the handle. You can really create a very nice functional machete if that is your thing. Overall, I've got no complaints with it. It just needed a little bit of TLC and refinement. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.